Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into one of my biggest W's of 2023. Kobe shoes have always been difficult to pick up for retail, so anytime I get a pair, it seems like a giant win. This pair released on August 23rd, which is Kobe Bryant's birthday, and I believe this pair was to kick off the relaunching of Kobe's signature line. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Kobe 8 Protros in the triple white or the halo colorway. Alright, so I uploaded a short to the channel and it was basically me waiting for these shoes at my window. Typically I get UPS deliveries at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I always follow shipping whenever I get a really big W like this, just because I'm really interested in when it's going to come, making sure that I'm going to be around, and so that I can make a video of them or just ensure that they're in my hands safely. Early in the morning, it was like 8 o'clock, it said that they were on a truck for delivery. Well, I was watching all day. I work from home, so I was around. I have cameras at all the doors and everything, and they didn't come. Dinner time came, we ate, they still weren't here. I was sitting in my living room, and at around like 6:30 at night, I saw the UPS truck pull up. Well, the UPS truck pulled up, and I noticed very quickly that there was a box sitting on the dashboard open, like a brown cardboard box that was already open, and you could see a black box sitting inside of it. It was plain as day. I could see it from my window. On top of that, Silent Z, my good buddy, he got a pair of these. He lives nearby, and his box was already open whenever he received it, but he had his pair in hand. So he sent me that, and I was getting nervous thinking, oh man, is somebody hunting through all these boxes trying to find a pair of these? Well, anyhow, the UPS truck pulled up, and I see the box sitting on the dashboard. The driver just stands in his truck, acts like he's looking around for a little bit, looks at this box and kind of like taps it, and then just gets back in his seat, starts the truck back up, and starts to drive away. So I took off running and basically hollered like, wait. And whenever I got to the truck, he said, oh, I think I forgot your package. I'll be back. And I said, those are my shoes on your dash. I said, give me those. And he looked, and then I said my name and my address, and he scanned them and then said, okay, and handed them to me. But it really looked like he was considering taking off with my shoes. And I don't know if he just stopped at the bottom of the driveway because they're tracked by GPS, and then that way it made it seem like he spent, you know, a minute at the house. So like he got out of the truck, grabbed the box, went up to the door, sat him on the door, went back to the truck. I don't know. And two, I don't know anybody's intentions. I can't condemn or say guilty, you know, I don't know 100% that he was going to steal them, but it looked so questionable, and I'm just very, very relieved that I have these in hand. Maybe at the end of this video, I'll put up the full clip of me recording from my window, just so y'all can see what I'm talking about, and maybe you can let me know if you think I'm crazy or not. But it really looked like he was going to drive off with my open box of Kobe sitting on his dashboard. So I don't know. I like to assume good intent from everybody, but it really seemed questionable. And I know personally multiple people who have had boxes of shoes either say delivered that never showed up, or else just stolen straight off of their porch before. So anyhow, I'm very glad to have these in hand. Anytime you get a Kobe for retail, it's a huge W, and I'm pumped to get into these shoes with y'all. This box, it looks like it's just plain black, and it's got that sheath emblem on there that's supposed to represent like a sword inside of a sheath, but it's basically the Kobe logo. But that's kind of glossy, and then you have the Kobe Bryant signature just below that, and that's in a glossy finish. And it might be hard to see, but you've got this snakeskin texture all over the box. It's really cool looking, but it's all black. Definitely a cool looking box. The tag reads Kobe 8 Protro. The color is white. I've seen these referred to as triple white, but also they're calling these the Kobe 8 Protro Halos. I believe that this all-white colorway is going to be released on other Kobe silhouettes. That's the way they made it sound to me, but I don't know. I think that this Halo series is going to get released on other silhouettes as well. These were $180 US. They dropped in multiple places. I was able to get a rare W on sneakers for this pair. And the box is cool and everything, but let's get into these bad boys. This is actually my first pair of Kobe 8s. I've never had the 8 before. To be honest, the only Kobe that I've ever had is the 6 Protro. I currently have one pair of Kobe 6 Protros in the collection in the Del Sol colorway. One of my personal grails is the Kobe Grinch. And I do think that the Kobe 6 is probably my favorite design of the Kobe's, but this is similar. I just like the snakeskin texture that you get all over the 6 and everything, but this is definitely right up there. This is a really cool looking shoe. I love the design of this. I'm a big fan of an all-white shoe. I've heard some people saying like, oh, those don't look very good, they have to have color on them and that sort of thing. But I think there's so many little details on here that just jump out at you the longer that you look at them. And I think they look great in all white. I saw where his wife wanted them to be all white so that then they show up and they get marked up as you're putting work in while wearing them. And it's kind of widely known across the board that Kobe's are the best shoes for playing basketball in. And that brings me to another topic I need to discuss. This is actually to all my buddies that I played basketball with. We have not played basketball since this pandemic happened, and this whole corona thing kind of just crept up on all of us. One day they told us not to go into the office anymore. So not only have I just been working from home for the past years, you know, in my little office all by myself, but along with that, my buddies that I play basketball with every week, we have not gotten together for years now, since this pandemic started. So I'm going to go down the line. Silent Z, you got a pair of these too. Put them on, let's go play ball. The Hendershot Hoopers, we got Big Whoop, we got Handsome Greg and Chris. Man, guys, we gotta get together, play some ball. Jeeves, I can't leave you out. You got to get back on that court. We all got to get back together and start balling. I want to put these on. Having these in hand, having these in my possession, I don't want these to just sit on the shelf. I want this to be my inspiration. Okay, let's get back on the court. I want to put some work in these things. They're beautiful shoes, but I do want to use them for their intended purpose. This is a size 10.5. I always go up a half size on Kobe's because they run really narrow and I have a wider foot. But guys, I'm telling you, let's get some full court going on Frederick Street. Thursday evening, let's make it happen. No excuses. We got to start playing basketball every week again. Okay, but anyhow, that PSA is over. Back to the shoes. Like I mentioned before, they are triple white, but it's almost like some of the areas of white are just a little bit darker. You have different finishes on it, so some is glossy, some is like a flat finish, and I really think that it allows all these little details to really shine through. But we'll point out some of those details as we go. I think these things look great, and I am ecstatic to have them in my collection. My buddy Silent Z actually hit on these the day that they dropped. Then the next day, on the 24th, Mamba Day, or whatever they called it, he actually hit on the Mambasitas in a size 13 on the same account that he had just hit a size 13 for the Halos on. So, I don't know, that's a hot account, but man, that is like one of the best back-to-back W's on sneakers that I've ever seen. Getting into the review, you can see that we've got an all-white outsole. Like I said, I'm no expert on Kobe 8s. The only other Kobe I've ever had is the Protro 6, but this outsole, I saw it compared to other Kobe 8s, and it looks almost identical. This is a Protro, which means that they've made some improvements to the original 8 design, but I don't know the silhouette well enough to point out what those differences are. We've got some herringbone and some of that kind of scale or snakeskin kind of texture, and then we have that sheath here at the bottom. I forget what they call that, but I know it's supposed to be like a sword in a sheath, but the Kobe logo down there. And then in the middle we have some black carbon fiber, and that's basically the only color that we have on this whole shoe. Then as we come up, obviously this being a triple white shoe, the white color of the outsole continues up to the midsole. Again, we've got that Kobe logo here. And also on the back of the shoe, we've got some of that braille that I like. I think they have some of that on the Protro 6 as well. But we've also got more of these Kobe logos all through this white foam. And that just looks like it's a different color white. It might be kind of hard to see, but I love a lot of these little details on here that you might not even notice until you look at them real close. On the back, we've got a hard plastic heel anchor, and some of this looks like it's a flat white, but then we have areas of glossy white as well, and I really like the look of that. I love the way the Kobe signature really pops on there. It almost looks like they have like a cream color in there where the signature is, but I think that's really, really sharp looking. The upper of the shoe is mostly like a knit or even like a white mesh material. You can see all these little diamond patterns all over it, but it's just really, really clean looking. Here up in the very front where the mudguard is, it's got like this plastic coating, and I'm guessing that's just to give you a little bit of protection there on the front of the shoe. But one of the things I really liked is in the stitching here, I thought it said K824. Like, I think you look at all these stories about Kobe and all these interviews about Kobe and Mamba mentality, and it was always about improving. And Kobe wore numbers 8 and 24, and I believe that he switched his number from number 8 to 24 simply because he wanted to signify growing and just getting better, getting bigger, getting better all the time. And that was always at the forefront of his interviews, and it was just an ongoing theme of, you know, Kobe's mentality, which I think is great. Just always getting better, just continuous self-improvement. But my wife said, no, that says KB24. And one way that you look at it, it looks like it says K824. I hope it's coming through. But then another way that you look at it, it does look like it says KB24. So I don't know. Obviously, this is a Kobe Bryant 8. And I think that whenever this shoe came out, well, I know when this shoe came out, he had already been wearing the number 24. But I think that it's made to look like it's both a KB one way and a K8 another way, and then there's a 24 behind it as well. That might be really hard to see if you're not looking at them in person, but I think that's a really nice touch. And again, because you have this triple white colorway, you don't even really notice that until you have the shoe up close and you're really looking at all these little details on it. I like how the swoosh is more of a shiny or a shimmery finish on top of that flat white. It just really makes it stand out, but it still looks really clean because it's all white. You also get another shiny embroidered swoosh here up by the collar. I like how that is on top of, this isn't a real leather, but it's almost got a finish on it like a basketball does. It looks like the grips, the little circles on a basketball. And I think that texture is really cool. I like all these textures overlapping each other and just the crazy amount of detail that goes into those. But then you see more of that synthetic leather with the basketball kind of texture on it underneath of this heel anchor. And you also see that sheath or the Kobe Bryant logo underneath of that, which is very cool looking. The tongue feels like it's a white synthetic leather, and again, it's just a little bit different of a shade of white than what this upper is. It almost looks like an eggshell, or like it's just a little bit of an off-white or something, but I really like the look of it. It's not a genuine material, but that doesn't matter to me. Kobes aren't really known for having real good leather. They're just known for being great to play basketball in. So again, guys, let's play some ball. But then at the top of that, you've got the Kobe Bryant logo embroidered on there in like a shiny stitching. And then we've got some flat white laces. That's all it came with. I can't imagine putting something else in there since it's just a triple white shoe. I think it looks great. Then we've got a white sock liner. It feels really, really padded around here. Feels like it'll be great support for your ankle. And then our insole also has that Kobe Bryant emblem down on there. But that was a pretty quick look at these. I think it's a great looking pair of kicks. I love this pair of shoes. It's only the second pair of Kobes that I currently have in my collection, and this is definitely one of my biggest W's of this year. Guys, please holler at me. Let's play some ball. Thursday night, we got to make it happen. We're getting older, but we can still ball pretty good. So please, guys, let's play some ball. I can't wait to try these things out. But anyhow, let me know what you all think about these. I really like them. Let me know if you were able to get any Kobes on Mamba Day, or if you were able to pick these up from sneakers. This is without a doubt one of my biggest W's of the year, so I'm real pumped to have these in my collection. I'll go ahead and put up that recording of the UPS man, and let me know down in the comments if you think he was going to take my shoes, or if you think it was just an honest misunderstanding. I appreciate you all watching tremendously, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out. Grab the Kobes. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's getting back in his truck.